More than 2,000 universities, hospitals and other organisations in 76 countries are in the middle of a week-long celebration of the brain. University of Otago groups are also preparing for a weekend of brain-related activity. Clinical Deputy Director of the Brain Health Research Centre, Dr Nick Cutfield, joins us with some background. Good evening to you, Dr Cutfield.
Good evening, Sonia.
Tell us about the Brain Health Research Centre, where and what is it, first of all?
Sure, the Brain Health Research Centre, or the BHRC, comprises 40 neuroscientists and research groups spread throughout multiple departments in the University of Otago. It also includes clinicians who treat patients with brain-related disorders, which includes neurologists such as myself, neurosurgeons and psychiatrists.
So what are the major subjects then of research?
The BHRC researches most of the major neurological conditions that affect our community. That includes conditions such as Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, stroke, multiple sclerosis. This year we have a major focus on Alzheimer's disease, and in fact we're still interested in hearing from people who might like to contribute to research projects who have Alzheimer's, and I'd like to thank everyone who's contributed so far.
So how advanced is really the research on the brain then?
Yeah, well there's been a huge amount of progress in the last 10 years, and there's thousands and thousands of bits of new information. But despite that, it's clear that we need better treatments for many of the brain diseases. And so what we need to do is we need to translate these advances in understanding at the laboratory bench into better treatments for brain diseases.
It's truly fascinating, because how do researchers first of all go about studying the brain?
That's right. There's lots of different ways, from studying tiny chemicals that act as signals in the nervous system, through to looking at electrical activity of individual nerve cells or electrical activity of networks of nerve cells. But to me the most important thing is how the brain and the nervous system works as a whole in human people.
So Dr Cutfield, we hear a lot about how to look after the liver, or many other sort of parts of our body, teeth or our hearts, but how does one go about ensuring that we've got good healthy brains?
Sure. Well, I think much of the advice that's promoted for a healthy heart also applies for the brain. So that includes a healthy, balanced diet, regular physical exercise, regular mental exercise, and avoiding smoking and avoiding excessive alcohol.
So all of those things, yeah, right, okay. And what are some of the more exciting discoveries in recent years in your area then?
Yeah, one of the major advances in the last decade is that researchers are using MRI scans, not just to look at the structure of brains, but to look at the function of the brain. So we can actually see activity of certain parts of the brain on the MRI scanner in relation to different tasks that the brain is doing. So that tells us a lot about how the healthy brain works, but also about certain brain diseases as well. And that's something that the University of Otago is currently fundraising with the BHRC to develop a research MRI facility here in Dunedin that will allow us to do some of that cutting-edge research.
So tomorrow is Brain Day. Tell us what's in store for us then tomorrow.
Sure. So Brain Day in Dunedin is a collaboration between the BHRC here and also the Neurological Foundation of New Zealand. And there's going to be a few talks from some of the neuroscientists in Dunedin. That includes Professor Paul Smith, who's talking about tinnitus. Dr Gwyn Lewis is talking about new treatments for chronic pain. And Professor Warren Tate is talking about Alzheimer's disease. Additionally, there's seminars from our community partners, which is Alzheimer's Otago and the Otago MS Society, and there's also displays and presentations throughout the day. So this is at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow at the St David Lecture Theatre Complex at the University campus.
Clinical Deputy Director of the Brain Health Research Centre, Dr Nick Cutfield, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you success with your week.
Thank you.